Let's talk about Christine McVie of Fleetwood Mac. You might remember she came out with a solo album back in 1984. She is at number 29 on my fantasy playlist, up one from number 30. Fantasy playlist, June 4th, 1984. Love Will Show Us How, the runner-up to Got a Hold on Me. Got a Hold on Me was a very successful record for Christine McVie. She jumped off running on this CD. It went to number 10 on Billboard's Hot 100. The song went to number 1 on the adult contemporary charts. Got a Hold on Me. Lindsey Buckingham played on the album, played on the song, and so did Steve Winwood. Steve Winwood played synthesizers on Got a Hold on Me. And Love Will Show Us How, a little bit more rocking than Got a Hold on Me. A little bit more country too. Got a little bit of that 80s and 90s country flavor in the song. And gotta talk about a guy who co-wrote the song. He was featured prominently on this album. His name, Todd Sharp, guitar player. Todd Sharp, he learned how to play the guitar when he was about 11 years old. He was 19 years old in the mid-70s when he got a big break. He played live, toured live, playing lead guitar with Hall & Oates, mid-70s. After that tour was over, he auditioned for Bob Welch. Bob Welch had a huge album, 1977, 1978, French Kiss, Sentimental Lady, first single in the fall of 77, Ebony Eyes, a sort of a killer dance track, really got that great percussion, those drums, rhythm, great rhythm. Guess who sang backup on that song? Ebony Eyes. Juice Newton. Just found it out. And then there was Hot Love, Cold World. I love the way he paused in that record. And there's just 2-3 seconds of quiet in that record. Quiet. Hot Love, Cold World, back in the summer of '78. That was one of my favorites during that era. It was killer. Third single off the French Kiss album, but just barely made top 40. But I'm getting off topic here as usual. French Kiss. Bottom line is this. Bob Welch and Mick Fleetwood. Mick Fleetwood was manager of Bob Welch. Bob Welch played with Fleetwood Mac. He was a member of Fleetwood Mac back in the early '70s. As a matter of fact, Sentimental Lady was originally recorded on a Fleetwood Mac album in 1972 called Bare Trees, but a slightly different version re-recorded for French Kiss. Well, here's the deal. Bob Welch and Mick Fleetwood, they were floored with Todd Sharp. This is a great guitar player. This guy's got presence on the stage. Let's bring him in. He toured with Bob Welch. And Bob Welch sometimes opened for Fleetwood Mac, and that's where he met Christine McVie. Todd Sharp, he's worked with Fleetwood Mac. He's toured with Fleetwood Mac. Worked or toured with Fleetwood Mac, Al Stewart, Delbert McClinton, Bonnie Raitt. Released about 2 or 3 CDs of his own. Worked on a couple of albums with Bob Welch. He was hanging out with Christine McVie in the early '80s at her home in Los Angeles. Eventually started writing songs together. And then they came up with a concept of doing a solo album. Christine McVie doing a solo album. After about 4 or 5 demos, that was it. Let's do it. Let's go solo. They did a lot of homework on this album before they actually recorded it. Did a lot of preliminary work on this album before they flew. Todd Sharp and Christine McVie and the other players, they flew to Switzerland. I can't pronounce the word. Montreal. I tried to get the pronunciation off of YouTube, but I can't quite get it right. But I've heard the place. It's on Lake Geneva. Took them 3 months to record the album. They flew right through it because they did a lot of the preliminaries back in Los Angeles, preparing to make the album. Todd Sharp, he wrote about 6 or 7 songs off that album, including the hit records Got a Hold on Me. He co-wrote that, and he co-wrote this one at number 29 on my fantasy playlist. Love Will Show Us How. Christine McVie. Fantasy playlist, June 4th, 1984.